I do want to talk about something that you guys have already heard me explain a million times. All of you guys have heard the meaning of ninjutsu, the essence of ninjutsu, the idea of to, the kanji to over shin, and to means blade and shin means heart. And if you put to over shin and put them together, it makes nin, and nin means endurance and perseverance and the ability to overcome, but it also means stealth and secrecy and that sort of thing. And you guys have heard that thing a lot, but I want to go over that again, but I want to kind of give you a little bit of something going into it. So I want you guys to think how a ninja would actually work, right? Not like the way that you see modern people practice ninjutsu now, where we're all having a good time and we're throwing the powders and we're doing the climbing drills and we're working swordsmanship and we're studying like information and intelligence and knowledge and wisdom and the differences and how they interact, and they are separate but they blend and all this kind of stuff. But think about an individual who has to go to a place where he's not supposed to be, do things he's not supposed to do, and if he gets caught, he's going to die. Doing that, he's going to dress exactly like he's supposed to dress, talk the way that he's going to talk. He gathers all this information. You catch what I'm saying? And then he gets over there, and the whole time he has to be so calm of mind that he can interact with people. He knows the codes and the dialogue and the dialect and all this kind of stuff. And he just literally fits exactly into the social construction that's already there, that they accept this individual. Do you catch what I'm saying? That isn't easy. I have been teaching ninjutsu on an international level since 2004. And this time right now, it's 2019 for the people watching this video. Even to this day, 15 years later, of me putting out legitimate ninjutsu videos, legitimate ninjutsu books, legitimate historical ninjutsu lessons, demonstrations, and everything all over the internet. If you're on the internet and you study ninjutsu, I promise the majority of people who are high up in ninjutsu or they got black belts, I don't give a shit whether it's Bujinkan or Genbukan or Jininkan or Toshindo or Iga-ryu or Kokoryu or whatever, different school or offshoot, branch, modern variation or whatever, they know who I am. And they've seen what I do. I like to think I'm one of the best in the world at what I do, because I've been doing this publicly for this amount of time. They have to do it secretly, and they have to immediately go from being in, example, Koka, to going over to Iga. Fit. Move right into where they're supposed to be. Dress exactly like it. Everyone accepts them as part of the army or the group or the security force, or so-and-so is going to join this side, or what. You're so good, you can just smooth go right in that you just fit. Do you catch what I'm saying? That is fucking difficult. How many of you guys ever got a new job? And you go in and you're like, fuck, I'm not fitting that at all. This kind of sucks a bit. Like you're kind of on that, or you're in high school, right? And you guys are going, you're like, where am I gonna sit at lunch? And all the tables are got each little group. Well, which group do you sit with? Because the group that you sit with, that will make a difference in everybody else's mind that you're not sitting with. Because if I sit at that table, everybody else is gonna see me sit at that table. And that's gonna change the perception, who I am, what I like, and how I like to be. We've all been there in high school, right? We've all been there. But a ninja is so fucking good at that time in history. Literally we go from one fucking prefecture to another and fit right in. That is not easy. Everyone, we talk about that like, I mean, you hear people, all ninja schools talk about that like that's so fucking easy. All these ninja organizations and study scrolls and all this shit, they just talk about it like, oh yeah, you know, they did that. But that isn't fucking, there's no way that is a very easy thing to do. But that's what they did. And then they fit in there and they start disrupting things little by little. Little by little, they cause doubt here, disruption here, change this, warp the mind or the perception of this, change the facts here. Not change the facts, but change the truth. Because remember, truth is what you believe, fact is what you can prove, right? It's a fact I'm wearing a black kimono. It's the truth I like wearing a black kimono. But being able to take that difference between truth and fact and bend it to your advantage, they did that. And that's what I mean, it's extremely difficult. So now think about that. That's what they're doing. And not only did they do that, were they so good, they could get in there and just manipulate the whole shit. They were also these like fucking badass fighters. I mean, I'm gonna say fighter, but that's a bad word. I'm gonna say warrior, because if you use the word fighter, people automatically think MMA. So they were these fucking badass samurai, spy, warriors, right? They would go in, and as you got fucked with them, they just cut your head off. They carried concealed weapons, and swords, and you know what I mean? And all these modified weapons that were just not normal for the time, not normal for what people had. And if you crossed them, they just fucking kill you. Poisons and all this other shit they would do. So not only they manipulated the system, if they even thought they were being spotted, they just kill you. I mean, that's a badass. And so many people, I think the ninja community, the ninjutsu community in its wholeness, not like, or completeness or whatever word I'm looking for, but I think sometimes they don't understand how fucking difficult it would have been to actually do it. How good you would have had to have been. How truly skilled these fucking people were to do what they were doing. This was not an easy thing. You know what I mean? So this idea that they were some farmer over in Iga that just like, you know, ran around with a fucking sickle and killed 10,000 samurai, and you know, it's just like the folk tales and the anime and the manga are so wrong. The truth about that, like, if you look at the truth and you look at the truth of the ninja as a bullet point, ninjas were actually samurai, right? They served a daimyo, they served a lord, and then boom, boom. You look at ninjutsu and ninja as bullet points. It's not as exciting as the anime or the manga or the comic books or the movies. Because in the comic books, they're this outcast of people and all this kind of stuff, right? And to some clans, maybe that was true, but it wasn't true to the majority. Okay, the majority of ninja were samurai and part of the samurai class. There were ninja that were not, I will give you that, but the majority were. But so if you look at the bullet point, what I'm saying is they're not as exciting as this. But if you go past the bullet point and then you look at what comprises the bullet points, what was the job, what did they actually do? The historical ninja, the historical ninjutsu is so much more interesting than the comic books. So much more interesting than the movies and the manga and the anime and the, you know what I mean? And it just was, because when you really look at how these individuals worked and how they integrated their skills and what they had to do what they were doing, simply amazing. And it's a shame that there's not a lot of people doing what we're doing anymore. That's the shame. People just don't give a shit anymore. You know, like I said earlier, I mean, I'm not going anywhere, so as long as I'm alive, authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu will be available to anyone who truly wants to train in it. As long as I'm alive and I'm still kicking. The sad part is, there's very few people like you guys that truly want that. You know what I mean? That's the sad part. And then they bitch about why everything that they fear. They fear the government, they fear retirement, they fear money, illness, all these fears and depressions and anxiety and all these things that people have normal fears of. But their out is to be able to hope someone takes care of them, rather than just learning how to survive. Hope someone protects them, rather than learning how to fight. You know what I mean? I mean, I think that's the beauty of it. But no one wants that. So now take that whole concept. So the top character is To, right? Which means blade. So you look at the kanji for nin. The top character is To, which means blade. The bottom character is Shin, which means heart. So you have blade over heart. And then Jutsu just means art or technique. So You put them together, like I said, it means endurance, perseverance. But when you put ninjutsu together, it's not the art of putting a blade over someone's heart, right? What it is it's the art of endurance, perseverance, the ability to overcome. No matter what situation you're in, you can fit where you're not supposed to fit. You can be where you're not supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Stealth, concealment, that endurance, no matter what happens, you'll figure out a way to manipulate the situation to prevail and get back to where you're supposed to be. That's a fucking difficult job. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand the dynamics of that.